national women's football team off to a red-hot start at the Southeast Asian Games in Vietnam. The Filipinas thrashed Cambodia on Monday at the Camfast Stadium in Quang Ninh 5-0. Isabella Flanagan opened fire in the 27th minute. Goals from Sarina Bolden, Eva Madarang, Quinley Casada, and Anika Castañeda all sealed the deal for the Filipinas. Up next for the women's national football team is fellow World Cup first-timer and host country Vietnam on Wednesday, May 11. Now joining us to go all out on this story is none other. Who else? Sports' football analyst, the one and only Mr. Cedelf Tupas, the man, the myth, the legend, is joining us all the way from Vietnam. Hi, Ced. Good morning.
Hi, good morning. Gloomy day here in Tampa, but yeah, a big win last night.
Gloomy day, pero grabe naman yung ngiti mo. Ibang klase, may mga pinaparinggan ka pa sa Facebook, ha? Your thoughts first on the Filipinas' impressive win, Ced, over Cambodia to begin their SEA Games campaign. And grabe, talagang, talk about starting things with a bang. 5-0. Talk about everything going right here for the women's football team on their opening day win in Vietnam.
Well, honestly, it was it's a good start, but the team didn't play that well in the first half, so they quite sort of struggled, and then they got their bearings in the second half, scored 4 goals. So you got to account the traveling, all the factors needing to be considered in this performance. But nonetheless, it was a great start, 3 points, and a nice confidence builder again as we head to the matchup against Vietnam tomorrow.
Well, up next, you mentioned Vietnam. Man, Vietnam is currently ranked. They're the top-ranked team, Southeast Asian team. They're number 32 at the FIFA standings. Tayo naman, meanwhile, number 54. It's the highest world ranking so far for the Philippines and the women's football team. What should we watch out for when we face a powerhouse team in Southeast Asia like Vietnam?
Well, number one, this is their home ground, and you got to expect a lot of people in the stands. I think last night there were 5,000 people in the stadium, but it's a 18,000 capacity stadium, and they expect it to be full tomorrow night. Vietnam's going to be not going to be an easy opponent. We will still be the heavy underdogs, not just because of our ranking, also, but the Vietnam has really improved over the past few years. They're quick, they're agile, and their speed is going to be one of the concerns of the team. But if you see our team right now, I think it's fitter than ever. They had a 1 month camp in Australia, in Sydney, and they played some matches there. So we're seeing some of the results of that camp here, and if it's a battle between World Cup teams, it's going to be just a highly entertaining match. But you don't expect both teams to really just go put out all their cards, because they might see each other in the later rounds, because only 3 teams are in Group A. So if they beat Cambodia, Vietnam beats Cambodia, they're both going to be both Philippines and Vietnam will be in the semifinal. So you can't expect probably the strongest team from Vietnam if you think about that looking forward.
Sino mga players ang sa tingin mo will expected to step up in this crucial match tomorrow in Vietnam? Of course, when we're facing a great Southeast Asian team like Vietnam at their home turf, we have to bring the guns out. Who do you want to bring their A game when we face Vietnam tomorrow, Ced? Or expecting?
This has been, I think this has been, this team na nandito sa atin ngayon, parang unti-unti na silang, they've been together for a while, so I think they know their roles. Coach Alan Stajic has done a fine job in putting players in their respective positions and knowing what to do with their respective positions. And nakita nga natin against Cambodia, adjustments were made in the second half, and we scored 4 goals. And the good thing about that is we had 5 different goal scorers. So any player on this team can do damage against the opposition. So nakita natin yung depth ng lineup natin. No, anyone also can step up off the bench. We're missing Chandler McDaniel here and Katrina Gilliu, but some of the young players have stepped up. Carly Frillis and Bella Flanagan. To note, tapos si Sarina Bolden also arrived just a couple of nights ago, and she played in the second half and scored against Cambodia. So with us, it's all about keeping their nerves in check and really staying organized against what should be a very strong Vietnamese side tomorrow night.
Well, Vietnam, let's shift to speaking of Vietnam, let's shift to the men's side now. The Aztec's under-23 holding Vietnam, also the defending SEA Games champions in football, to a scoreless draw, that is, last Sunday, May 8th. And we saw a lot of posts. I saw Stefan Schrock posting, and these kids just really defying the odds here. Sabi ko nga, ikaw, pangalanan mo na yung sa Facebook, yung sabi, we won't do well, but we are doing really good there. These kids, this under-23 team, your thoughts on this Aztec's team against a hostile host country in Vietnam? Why do you think, personally said, this is such a big deal for us?
Yeah, I don't think a lot of, even though you see a lot of posts on Facebook, I don't think a lot of people understand the magnitude of that result. Yung Vietnam na to, it's just a gold mine of talent. No, tuloy-tuloy lang. No, in the past few years, it's been a consistent. May mga talent talaga nag-emerge from that Vietnam team, and they do have two of the best yung players nila from the senior team. So malakas talaga yung team na yon, and we holding them into a goalless draw in their home field. It really speaks a lot of the determination and the discipline of this team. And hindi rin biro yung 20,000 yung kalaban mo. I saw the flag being raised there in Vietnam, yung big Vietnamese flag right in front of the team. So grabe. I think this speaks a lot of the ADT program, the ASCAS development team. Alam natin that the under-23 team has not been getting results over the last two international competitions, but they've slowly but surely built this team. Unti-unti nabubuo, and this is a young team. There are 19, 18-year-olds in this team. So and with Shrocky there and Joven Bidik, and hindi natin he's not mentioned enough. I think it's Coach Norman Figueroa, yung taga Bacolod nating coach. I'm proud that he is the coach right now of this team. SEA Games legend, and he's really instilled the value of discipline and representing the country. And nakita mo yung emphasis niya on fitness. Nakita natin hindi masyadong holding Vietnam. It takes concentration as well. Hindi kung pagod ka hindi ka makakonsentrate. Kaya bilib na bilib ako sa performance ng team natin. It's something that should be celebrated. We haven't yung Vietnam has really widened the gap for a while now in Southeast Asia, and itong performance na to speaks na unti-unti na natin na naku-close ang gap with the right program in place, which is the ADT program.
Huwag nang kalilimutan na yung Vietnam was also won the football gold back in 2019, the SEA Games that was held here in Manila, and they were ranked 96th in the world. So Ilonggo represent, at least, di ba, nakakatuwa. Force, ikaw galing Bacolod ka din, di ba, kayo ni Coach nag-uusap. Yung Aztec's under-23 said, right now, on top of the standings, diba, in Group A, with one win, tinalo natin yung Timor-Leste ng 4-0, tapos nag-scoreless draw nga tayo against Vietnam. So they're facing naman Myanmar tomorrow, or tonight, Tuesday. Yeah, that's right. And then, alam natin, Myanmar, bronze medalist yan back in 2019. So, at tinalo nga Timor-Leste 3-2 to occupy the third place in Team A. What should anong kailangan natin abangan when we face Myanmar? Kasi alam natin, okay, on a high tayo against Timor-Leste, on a high scoreless draw against Vietnam, but against Myanmar, wag natin masyado din i-take lightly. What should we expect and take note of when we face a good Myanmar team tonight?
Well, what's good about this under 23 side, I think, with all the losses they've suffered in the last few tournaments, I think they've kept, medyo humbled and grounded itong team na to. So
Hmm.
you can expect them not to get too high with wins and not too low with losses. So um, you gotta follow coach's game plan. Laging iniisip nila na no, it's not going to be. We're not at that level yet. Na we can own own the ball all the time, and we have to stick to our strengths, which is counter attacking and the speed of our players up
Yeah.
front. Olivias, Dennis
Yeah.
Chong, and these players have really stepped up. Especially si Olivias has been a revelation.
Yeah.
Hopeful that Kashraki can play after he was rested against Vietnam.
Mm-hmm.
So these young kids are growing up before our very eyes. Itong SEA Games na to. And then this was really the target ng federation ng
Mm-hmm.
PFF. No, we wanted to showcase and have our countrymen be proud of itong sa
Of
Southeast
course.
Asian Games, because we know a
Yeah.
lot of eyes and a
Mhm.
lot of our countrymen are really observing and watching this competition. So winning tonight might put will put our one foot in the semifinal, but meron pa tayong Indonesia in 2 days
Tama.
time. So it's a very punishing schedule, and you're just hoping that yung preparation and yung fitness nila going into this tournament is spot on, that kakayanin nila.
Tama. Well, crossing our fingers for both our teams, the men's and the women's. Said, as always, a pleasure having you, and great job as always sa PFF. Pangalanan mo na kung sino yung pinaparinggan mo, Said. Go ahead.
Oh,
Said, ingat ka
wala.
dyan. Thank you, ha? We'll speak to you
Thank you.
again soon. Ingat ka, Cedelf. Thank you. Again, that was
Okay,
Sports
thank
Desk
you.
football analyst, Cedelf Tupas.